Will we get bans? Will Wizards ever stop printing overpriced garbage? Did I have enough coffee today? The answer to all of those things is no. And it's all your fault. What up, brothers and sisters, and welcome to MTG Malone with me, MTG Malone. Well, one of those problems got solved really easily. Enough coffee has been drunk. Drunking? I don't know. I'm German. Leave me alone here, alone. How are you doing, everybody? I hope you have the most wonderful freaking day. Today we're talking about two things that are very, very close to my heart. Standard bannings and a Final Fantasy situation. If you know me, you know that I play a lot of Standard, and I have a lot of things that have been happening in the last few days that I kind of went over my radar, the whole situation, and blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't really matter. What matters to me is that we're talking about them right freaking now. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the Final Fantasy situation. When I grew up, this was my favorite freaking game. And it still is one of my favorite freaking games up to this day. The memories of me playing it with my brothers, completely getting the rules wrong. But we had Yoda. Yoda? Yoda. Wrong universe, Malone. Wrong universe. So yeah, look at this. This is from 1997. And it is beautiful. So of course it is in German, as you can imagine. People like things that they are able to read. So they actually printed this in a language they're able to read, but it's freaking amazing. I don't want to show you too much, just like some of the few small things. Like for example, that the hotels were Star Destroyers, or whatever they're called in English, with the Millennium Falcon, the Aluminum Falcon. We had the Imperium cards, but we had these figurines. I mean, look at those. You can't? Well, you can't. Well, you have to take my word on them. They're pretty darn cool. With Princess Leia over here, the King of Daddy issues, Darth Vader. Whoever think they would be cool without Boba Fett. Pew pew. So yeah, once more. This is something that came out in 1997. You know who owned it back then? Well, that's right, Parker. But I think that's just a German company. I think Hasbro already owned them. I could Google that real quick. So a quick Google search revealed that I was right. Parker was acquired by Hasbro in 1999. So since then, this has been going on. And, there might have been other versions as well. But this one is the one that I 100% know about, that I held in my own freaking hands. So I want to show you that one. So why was this important? Well, we had a Spice 8-Reg video about the Fortnitification of Magic, which I totally agree. But for me, when I saw Universe Beyond, it was always monopolization. I don't want to say monopolization because it sounds like they're taking a monopoly on it. But you know what I mean? It's just a word of the game. It's the name. What am I supposed to use here? So yeah, they monopolized the game. It turned into monopoly for me. And that was from the beginning. Because there's so many different monopolies. There's one for your city right now. Check it out, maybe. Unless you're living in the smallest city ever. But in Germany, for example, we have these 16 states. And in every single freaking state, we had a freaking, monopoly. There was one for my hometown. Why? Why? Who even buys that, And people do, though. People do buy it. People do buy it. And that is the point that I want to make. People will always freaking buy it, For example, there's a Metallica monopoly. So, yeah. What does it do? Well, it's nothing. It's just like Monopoly, but with the Metallica people. That is it. I don't even know. Maybe the streets are called their songs. I don't even know. And that is something for example, oh, this person likes Metallica. I don't know what to get him because I listen to Taylor Swift. Oh, there's a Metallica Monopoly. Let's get this. Here you go. Thank you very much. I enjoy this gift. Not at all, but I will be putting it here in my collection. And that is what I want to be talking about here right now. Collection. Is Magic really fair to be called a collectible card game or a competitive card game? Is it really worth that we're playing tournaments Yes, yes. But situations like these, you know, where packs cost you 50 bucks, where a commander deck, the pre-built commander deck that cost them like maybe 10 cents in production. Well, let's add all the new art and everything, then maybe it is a little bit more. But if you break it all down to one single commander deck, it cannot cost them more than 5 bucks. You know, if you like stretch it all out over all the product that they're making, it cannot be more than 5 bucks. Them asking 200, that's a lot. That is a lot. But people keep on buying it. People keep on buying it. But the wrong people. And that is the people that I'm talking about right freaking now. I want to say thank you to those people. Thank you for keeping my hobby freaking alive. Thank you. Thank you very freaking much. I really mean it. I know I'm looking mad while I'm saying it, but I mean it. I absolutely mean it. There has been a comment in my comment section. I hope that I have it right here, right now. Look at this beautiful comment. If there is nothing, well, then I forgot to find it. But I will try my best to find this comment, because that person said that keeping the freaking game alive is what whales are doing. And I totally freaking agree. Every single person that is buying a collector's box, and let's say that, yes, the MSRP is around like 400. Let's just say, I don't know what the MSRP is right now. MSRP is around 400. I think it was something like that, or 300, and people are buying it for 500, doesn't even matter. You know, the thing is that they're buying the expensive stuff that costs Wizards like slightly more to produce than the other stuff. I know the art. Let's factor out the art for a second, and let's just say it's just about like the product itself, the paper cardboard, you know, the little cards that you're holding in your hand. Those are the important ones. But they're actually keeping the hobby alive, because it's not in $3 packs, it's not in $5 packs now, or €5, whatever you pay for a basic, you know, standard play booster. It's not those. Yes, they're selling a lot, but if it were for those, I don't think that Hasbro ever would have acquired Wizards, because I think to be acquired, there's two reasons for it. Either you're like, okay, we can expand even further, which there's always a good reason to do so, like Hasbro is ginormous. We cannot like just say Hasbro is like a small, you know, small-time little shop somewhere out there. No. Hasbro is insanely ginormous, so getting bought up by them is pretty smart. And now you have this situation. How are we keeping on pumping out product? And they're like being way more brazen with their like things that they're trying. Since Hasbro, we had like so many headsets, you know, and headsets are stuff like House of Horrors. Now everybody is a detective in you know, Ravnica. Now everybody's driving on a soap box in freaking Ether Drift. You know, it's like just stuff like that. Did I like it? No. Was it funny sometimes to have Fibblepipped in a cowboy hat? Yes, it was okay. I laughed slightly for like half a second, and then the joke was over. You know, you can just do those somewhere else. But if you want them, that's fine. Universe Beyond, on the other hand, for me is something else. I really actually enjoy sometimes the Universe Beyond. There's some that I just generally are not able to enjoy because I don't know the fandom. Like, if you like, you know, you have these weird, what's it called? There they are. If you have these Hatsune Miku, you know, like secret, they don't touch me, you know? It's okay. Like Ghostbusters. I grew up watching the series. I love the freaking movies. But, would I buy a Ghostbusters Secret Lair? Nah, not really. But Marvel? Oh, Street Fighter? Oh, you got me there. You got me there. And that is the thing, you know, that is sometimes they just get you. Sometimes they just push down the exact right thing down your throat that you want. And it's fine. And it is fine. Because those products will be paying for your tournament play game, you know? That is what is the thing. You want to play Magic on like a professional level, or you want to enjoy tournaments, you want to have like all of the good cards, well, that is the price we have to pay. That is sadly the price we have to pay. And if this game is only about you enjoying the game, then it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely freaking fine. But you wanting to enjoy the game, you are the reason why they will be printing this overpriced stuff. That is what I want to talk about here right now. That is my point that I'm making. If you were just collecting, and people were just collecting this game, it would have been dead so already. They will never be able to get all of this attention just from collectability. Otherwise, we would see it in other things. I mean, we're seeing it a little bit in Pokemon, but that is a completely different story. Let's sidetrack not immediately. I will talk about that in a second. But you don't see that in baseball cards, for example. Like, yes, there's always people like, you will always see like a pack opening, somebody opening like a weird baseball card with a piece of cloth in it or whatever, you know, stuff like that. It's fine, that will happen, you know. You will always have like, oh, this person sold this one card for $1 bajillion. Yes, it will always freaking happen. We always had the one of one ring, you know, all of that jazz. We had that. But the thing is that that is not what keeps it alive, you know? That is not what keeps it alive. What keeps it alive is the people freaking, you know, playing the game. That is what keeps it alive. That is what they're doing it for. That is the main objective of Wizards, is to keep these people entertained, because in the long run, they will buy way more product, you know? They will buy way more product, but the cheap one. So to keep this cheap product alive, we have to do it like this. So let's talk about the difference between that and Pokemon. Pokemon is very competitive as well. But if you want to put together a competitive Magic deck in whatever format, you're paying at least $200 to $300. Like, that's just the prices, you know? That is just the freaking prices. There is modern decks that set you back like €1,200 or $1,200, $1,500. There's legacy decks, of course. We don't even have to talk about those because they have like Black Lotus and stuff. Like, do we really have to talk about it? You know, but in Pokemon, there is expensive cards, but that is always certain art styles. That is always this one special art style that goes for like $5,000 if you grade it as a 10 out of 10 grade, special edition, whatever. That is how it goes, you know? You can have those, yes, you can have those, but I don't know, man, that is just way different. For Pokemon, we have this whole, like, people are nostalgic about it, you know? Right here, people are nostalgic about it, right? Where is it? Right here, you know? I do have Pokemon stuff. I do have it. Look, like they're right there. So many gangers. I don't know how cameras work. I don't know what mirrors are. But I'm nostalgic for a lot of things. Like, look, my whole freaking comic collection. I have these one-piece Rubber Man figures back in the background also as well now. They're new. That's why I'm pointing it out. But people are, like, nostalgic for Pokemon. You know, people will be buying the Charizard for $10,000. And that's totally understandable. But that is not what keeps Pokemon alive. They don't need that. That is just like the cards and everything. That for them is just like a side adventure. Pokemon makes so much money on so many different levels. They have this TV show, they have the comic books, they have the whole toys. They have over 700 plushies because every single Pokemon, you know, Wizards doesn't have that. Or Hasbro for Wizards. We don't have that. So we need the collectors. We need people like that. So that you're the one person watching, can play the cheap cards for cheap. And yes, there will always be cards that are expensive because they're also very sought after on the secondary market. But every $10 card that you want is only a quarter of what you would pay for a collector's booster that some other schmuck, maybe me, wants. So, yeah, that is the reality of things. That is the reality of things. It's an ecosystem. So, should we be grateful? Kinda maybe. Should we be happy? Kinda maybe. Do I want to see a Monopoly? Do I want to see a Star Wars set? Absolutely. Good times back then, good times right now. So maybe. But now that Star Wars is owned by Disney, Marvel is owned by Disney, hey, maybe we will get it. But let's get into the second point. Bannings. Oh, there has been a beautiful controversy. There has been a tweet by Saffron Olive, should be right here, right now, blaming players for being lazy because Wizards printed Monsters Rage and Corey Steel Cutter into the same format is quite a take. LOL. Just, you know, true. What is he talking about? Well, about this tweet, about this comment by Corey Baumeister and Jim Davis. During the Canadian RC, they were talking about bannings for Corey Steel Cutter and maybe also Monsters Rage. But I can tell you right now, they will not get banned. They will not get banned, and that is also your fault, absolutely, for trying to find ways around it. There is always going to be decks that are just the best deck in the meta, and people will be playing it. And there will always be a point where it goes so far that they have to freaking react. Let's, for example, talk about the Mythic Championship number, what was this, number 3? I can't even read this, but you see it on the picture right now. There was like, 98% of the player playing one deck, the Hogak deck. It was a whole thing, Hogak, I don't know, there is Necropolis, there was the card, and people were just like going crazy. They were playing the deck, left and right. Everybody that could was playing the deck because it was just so strong. Either you beat the deck or you are the deck. We had this situation. Or what about this? Pro Tour MH3, eh? Well, what about this? Can we please talk about this? We have 8 players right here. And let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exactly. 5 people playing freaking Nadu. It had an over 50 or even 60% win rate at this tournament. You can see the top 4. All Nadu. Simon Nielsen taking it with. Wait, let me double check. Nadu. We got Nadu banned. But that is not the situation that we have right now. That is not the situation that we do have right now. Right now, there is a lot of Core Steel Cutters, but it's never the one deck that beats them all. But you know why? Because there's always somebody targeting them. There's always, if you are the best deck in the meta, there will always be somebody targeting you. So just stop playing other decks. Just play Izzet Prowess until we can get it banned. That is all I want. I don't think that we will see bannings on either Izzet or like on Core Steel Cutter or on Monstrous Rage. That is not going to happen. That is absolutely not going to happen. We will not see bannings there. I can guarantee you that freaking much. Promise. Because with the new set, they will be trying to see if there's reasons to do it. We'll have the Pro Tour very soon. I mean, Vegas is like 20 days. So we will have the Pro Tour in 20 days. And then what? The new set is out since 2 weeks or a week or something like that. People will just be playing the decks they know that work. And that is going to be Core Steel Cutter. So we will have to wait until then. And until then, we can complain, cry, moan, and what are words that I cannot say right here. It will not gonna happen. Are they right? Are people lazy for not trying to find solutions? Yes and no. Not everybody is a good deck builder. Not everybody has the goal to be a Pro Tour player. No, people are adapting. And that is something that will happen in every kind of metagame. That will happen in every single kind of metagame. Like, I watch a lot of Pokemon content, don't ask me why, I just like it. So yeah, putting that up. There has always been like Pokemon that were just crazy. People wanted to get banned. People that were certain tactics get banned because they want to have fun in their game. But if you step into the competitive arena, it's not about fairness anymore. It's not about fairness. It's not about fun. It's about be the best, be the strongest. And yeah, so am I exaggerating if I say it's your fault for this not getting banned because you're trying to find solutions? Maybe it's a little bit clickbaity, but in my honest opinion, this deck will just be the best deck for the next few years. There will be no changes. There will always be a best deck. Before we had a lot of Mono Red. Mono Red is slightly making a comeback because of the Magebane Lizard. People are mainboarding Lockdowns, Magebane Lizards, High Noons maybe even. But the moment that you see something like that in a meta, you see that people are trying to adapt. And that is correct. That is what you should try to do. Adapt, overcome. Is it still an insanely broken, super busted card, Core Steel Cutter that needs bannings? Yes. I'm playing it in Modern myself. I want to win. I want to win. Oh no, is that your fault as well? Yes, because I want to be cool for you. So that is the two things that I want to talk about. I don't think we will see bannings. People are still dreaming about it. Dreams of Core Steel Cutter getting banned. Dreams of, of the Beanstalk getting banned. Dreams of all of the things that they don't like because they cannot overcome them getting banned. I totally get it. It's fair. I would like to see those gone too, but it ain't gonna freaking happen. Hey if you like this kind of content, let me know. I would appreciate it very freaking much. We're on our way to 44,444, so if you have not already, subscribe to the channel. Become part of the Maloniacs. I would appreciate it very freaking much. Let me know what you think. There will be another video on Monday like this. I will be trying to put at least one of them out each week. I like and enjoy doing this kind of content, talking to you, letting you know my thoughts. And see, just throw around, see what sticks. And if you stick around until then, thank you very freaking much. So remember, my friends, that if you wake it up tomorrow morning and see the beautiful, beautiful face of yours in the mirror, that all of you are pretty freaking sweet. I'm MtgA Malone, and I will see you all tomorrow.